decentralized to 74, the same year we drew up the peace treaty in Pontiac, Illinois. Right? By 75, it was decentralized. Fairkind don't start rebuilding until like 78 or 79. Right? And the only other people to do anything similar was Silas Muhammad in Atlanta, and the one guy who called himself Father God, whatever the hell his name is now. But the whole thing is to raise the man up until the man know what to do for himself.
Right.
Once you know what to do, ain't nobody got to tell you no more.
Right.
If Farrakhan say, if you understand the times and you can read the signs, you already know the agenda. This is why Yahweh Ben Yahweh knew to start his group of Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, Yahweh Nation.
Because they got us so delusional, we believe that Bible really got something to do with us. It got nothing to do with us.
So I was trying to tell them the Melchizedek was around before the Bible, because they was trying to say I was talking religion. The Bible wasn't even around when these guys were, when we were who we were.
No. Look, all that stuff came out of Egypt and Sumer, and it was all rewritten and reorganized by Marduk, Enlil's son Marduk, and Ninursin. They was the two prime sons of Enlil that he used to fight the war. His son Marduk was the referee.
Go ahead.
He appointed the referee because he called himself stacking the deck.
And then their two called himself Murdoch.
And so Inky's son Murdoch secured Nibiru.
Yeah.
Came back in on July the 26th, 1945.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he had to come back because we got to finish this shit down here.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Raw, it's a battle. Non-stop, all night long, all day long. You got to be sitting on your P's and Q's watching these jokers. And you got to then you got to back study every day. You got to back study every day well,
signs are always coming in.
Yeah.
Right. The Wind Talker channel is just that. The Wind Talker channel. It's always some shit blowing through that motherfucker.
Right. That's right.
Right. And when you watching it, the question is, do you know how to translate it?
That's right. That's right. I'm telling you, man. Hey, so yeah, this like we don't do paperwork. Like if you ask about paperwork paperwork with them, you know what I'm saying? It's all game to lock you back into their system. And that's what people was asking, bro.
It's a paper chain. It's called the paper chain.
Yeah.
It's called that for a reason. Right? Because they can't make you do nothing. But when you put it on paper, it's called a contract. Con means against something. Right. A tract is a portion of land.
Good.
Right? So what Bible say? And Abraham was talking to Lot about a lot of land.
That's right.
Lot was the land that Abraham was telling him about. From the earth you came, into the earth you shall return.
Yep.
Right? So they tricking you, the earthborn, into saying that you're not part of earth. So they leveraging the contract against your ignorance as a part of the earth, because now you're an imbecile in law.
That's right. That's right.
So the chains of hell is paper chains held in place by psychological manipulation and misinformation. They tell you the stories. They got to put it out in the public domain. You just got to be wise enough to see it.
That's right. That's right.
They can tell it to you in reverse, mirrored, upside down, or backwards. You just got to find out the way that it's supposed to go in order to get the story straight.
Right.
What Bible say? Before these people come, persecution of the righteous. Before these people come, I got the short amount of time to straighten these stories out in y'all mind.
That's right.
Because once I straighten these stories out, ain't nothing they can tell you to enslave you again. What is he talking about, Elder? These are light codes. They all light codes.
Yeah, like at the point now, all this shit is being just like the last little part of it. What we need to know is just coming out, and that's what I was going to ask you before, because we only got like a little bit more time. We had 1 hour and 30. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, y'all. At this point, people was talking about, because they said that we doomsday preachers and this and that, right? But what we telling them is not our world as Nubians is going to end as natives. It's their system that's going down. It's Babylon the Great, the system, not us. And so they wanted to ask about that. They wanted to ask, so are you doomsday preaching us, telling us the world from the end, or are you saying, a particular type of way of life or system is going down?
We operating in a prison planet under a slave system.
Go ahead.
It's up to us if we want a free system or continue this foolishness. I don't see the gloom and the doom. I do see Babylon gone. I do see the golden age emerging in the age of Aquarius. And all of this bullshit done been exposed.
That's right.
Right? Everything Baba and Elijah didn't answer and Farrakhan didn't answer, I answered it.
It's covered. We covered it.
It's covered. It's all covered. Any other chiefs that was supposed to close a contract out that didn't catch on when I was showing them, I was allowed at that point to close it for them. That's all done.
Man, it's clear as day now. Like, Baba told me to stop touring them now. Don't tour them no more. Since we know, like, the killer clowns and the killer clowns working for the Black Hand. And I even got a couple names on that Black Hand. I got a couple names, like the Waynes brothers. Real dirty Zionists, Jew Moors, suckers.
Wayne's brothers is from over here. They neighbors.
Nah, I'm talking about. Now I ain't talking about the Wayne brothers, like the actors. You talking about like the Damon Wayne?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Keenan and Damon and all of them.
They might be kin to these people, but I ain't talking about them. They from over here. I'm talking about the ones who came from Al Madrid. These goddamn dirty Moors, Zionist Jews who had the name Wayne, who inherited the name Wayne. And they the ones that own.
You can't go by the names. Just the only way you can go by the name is if the last name is Jacob, Jacobin, Jacobin, Iokabin. Them the only way you can go by the name. But normally they change the name to the contemporary names of the culture they invade. When they first came over here, they was calling themselves chief. But when we realized they wasn't chiefs, can't nobody call themselves nothing now.
Damn, that's cold.
Because you're not finna come over here and trick us with that shit. But they tricked us anyway.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Peace to the guy. What's going on, Brother Rich?
Hey, man, I'm feeling good. I'm glad to have this show. Tonight, I titled it is Adamite the right word? That's how you say it?
Yeah.
I titled it The Pre-Adamite World. And it's a hot discussion on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube about life before this story of Adam and Eve. Yeah, we're discovering who we really are, Rod. It's that time. We're discovering a lot about ourselves, and it's helping us understand ourselves, enabling us to tap into who we really are and now who we believed we were. To start out with, Rod, who started this narrative, Rod, on this 6,000 year history of Earth? How did that narrative even start, that the Earth is only 6,000 years?
That's the creation mythos from the Nicene Council.
Okay.
Right. So when you get back to the origin of religion, it's only 3 religions in the world. We think that other stuff is religions, like Buddhism. Buddhism is not a religion. Hinduism is not a religion.
Yeah.
But they lump them in to validate the false religions.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So when they came up with the creed, the Nicene Creed, it was the foundational doctrine in written form. It's called the Nicene Creed, right? And a lot of people don't know those people that was in the Nicene Council look like us. Well, they ain't us. Mm-hmm. The whole construct of the church was according to the founders of the church, which was the brainchild of Emperor Constantine, right? Mm-hmm. The Emperor Constantine got all of the high priests of all of the different spirit science teachings together, and under the threat of death, he gave them a time period to come up with what they call the canon of texts in the doctrine of the church that would bridge all these different systems under one system, and they would call it Christianity. The Judaic religions was written after the Christian religions because didn't nobody know what they was talking about, because you wasn't talking about Hebrews, right? You wasn't talking about Moses, and only one they was talking about was Abraham, the sons of Abraham. They keep bringing up Abraham, but don't nobody know who Abraham is. They say he was the father of many nations, and they changed his name from Abram to Abraham, right? But that's partially misleading, because that's not a name. It's a Kemetic acronym. Ab means heart. Ra is the exalted father. Chem, which became an addition after they changed his name, that's all they did, was added the Chem to the end of Abram, right? And it ended up being properly translated from Kemetic to English is the heart of the great black father God. The implication is Osiris, because he's the only one that's called the Lord of the perfect black. Right. But they're not talking, the terms we use today in reference to black is the color connotation of like your hat. Yeah. Right. That's not what that was back then. The Chem, as it's called in the Kemetic language, as you see the word Chem, is the beginning of Kemet. Right. It's making a reference to something called the primordial noon, the sphere of chaos, the realm of the great dark mother. Right. So this is the reference, but because we modernize with an alternative religious agenda to tear down the spirit sciences, because once you in your true form, you're not controllable if you don't want to be controlled. Right. There ain't no prisons, no bullets, none of that can control you, because when you realize the capabilities that you have, you start finding the other lost souls whose job it is to wake up so that we can all wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So when you finally attain the wisdom of the ages, as they call it, you don't have that fear of the devil. You don't have no fear of God, because all those are constructs.
Right.
To trap the mind into a paradigm that's controllable by external force. We're supposed to be internally controlled, not externally controlled.
Yeah.
The external is supposed to be the enhancement that reflects the development of the internal. This is why they keep talking about manifestation and the secret and all of these things. They trying to tell you in a roundabout way that if you move and steer from the religious documents and go into the ancient spirit sciences, they call it manifestation, right? If you get enough people to consciously comprehend something and it makes sense, right? And they got the right blood, it activates DNA codons that wakes us up from the slumber. This is where we at now. People waking up so fast, it's just breakneck speed. But to the people who don't understand process, it looked like it's taking a long time.
No, indeed. So, all right, what the story of Noah's Ark? Noah saving the animals, the flood. Obviously, we know that's not exactly what happened. So, what is the truth about this story that we hear called Noah's Ark and this flood that took place, Rod?
So that's a local story of Utnapishtim merged with the Emerald Tablet story of Tahuti.
Okay.
Let that sink in for a minute.
A local story of Una Fisher. Una what?
Utnapishtim, who Noah is the middle portion of the name. It's Utnapishtim. Nuh. That's how you pronounce it in the Kemetic language. Nuh. And what it's just like shortening your name, calling Robert Rob. Okay, now what happened over there is the same thing they was doing over here when they was flooding our cities out.
Like Katrina, you mean?
Yeah, so they gonna break a dam. When they break this dam, the water is gonna fill in the valley that they in, and this Noah cat or Utnapishtim, he didn't have one of every animal on earth. In the original text, he had one of every animal on his farm.
Yeah.
The Mount Ararat story of the ship made of the gopher wood, all that is the extrapolation of the migration of Tahuti from southwestern America, as we call it now, around the Grand Canyon, which he tell you about in the Emerald Tablets. And then he landed in what's today known as Kemet, and then constructed the pyramids, right? These ships they keep talking about they found at Mount Ararat has nothing to do with the ship that Tahuti was flying, because it was not a wooden vessel. So the wooden vessel, and that's the story of Utnapishtim, who built a sizable raft to take two of each one of the animals on his farm, so he can rebuild this farm. And let's take you back to the biblical story of Jacob being tending to the flocks, and then he's selectively breeding so he can end up with the most livestock. It's all these are carryovers of ancient texts that they don't want us to know even exist, and then they create fantastic tales wrapped around a little bit of the truth.
Yeah. So this great pyramid of Giza, Rod, when was it originally? Because there's so many different dates floating around about when it was built. When was it originally built, and how did it originally look? I heard it had wings at one time. I heard all types of stories about that pyramid.
Well, first of all, it's about the Giza pyramids is not as old as Sphinx. The Sphinx was built first.
Well, that's what the Sphinx. Yeah, okay, yeah, but go ahead, yeah.
The Sphinx is about 40,000 years old.
40,000. Okay.
The pyramids was built a couple thousand years after that, maybe about 8,000 years, which would roughly date them to about maybe 30,000 years ago. But the best judge of when they was built is the reverse precession from the Orion star constellation, right? When you back it up, about 10,500 years ago is when it was activated, because that's when that alignment took place.